The outlook for Tampa and Dallas coming into the season looks pretty good too, Armando. What are you looking forward to most about this game tonight? I know you wrote about both teams in your latest column in your feature at Outkick.com.
Well, number one, I want to know if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were playing great at the end of the last year. We all know that, right? Tom Brady figured it out, and it took off in the playoffs. And really, they did an amazing job in the offseason. They didn't graduate anyone, as I like to say. They've got all 22 starters back. But what people don't realize is when a team has success like Tampa Bay does or had, typically other teams come calling and they kind of pluck the best talent and the best minds, except that didn't happen to the Bucs. They've got their defensive coordinator, Todd Bowles, back. They've got their offensive coordinator, Byron Leftwich, back. Obviously, their head coach is back. The general manager is back. The entire staff is back. And so you add 22 players now who are way more comfortable with what they're doing than they were last year. That's a pretty formidable situation that they've got building over there.
And you're going to see Mike McCarthy and his Dallas Cowboys tonight. And you wrote about Mike McCarthy as a coach under the microscope this season. And it's funny because Paul and I were just discussing watching Hard Knocks and how we have a worse impression of Mike McCarthy. You don't want to take too much away from a reality TV show, but we have a worse impression of Mike McCarthy watching him interact with his team and watching him coach on that show. How important is this season for Mike McCarthy? How much of a mulligan do you give them for last season?
He gets the mulligan for last season. Obviously, that's already happened. Jerry Jones has done that. They had a bunch of injuries, including to Dak Prescott. And so, I think they were 6-10 last year, something like that. He doesn't bear the brunt of that. But there's no mulligan this year. And Mike McCarthy, you guys are absolutely right. It looked off a little bit on that show. It didn't look like leadership to me all the time. Let me put it to you that way. And so he's got to perform. He's done what he needed to do, supposedly, to fix the defense in that Dan Quinn, who is a very good coach, regardless of what you saw in the Super Bowl years ago, regardless of what you've seen with the Atlanta Falcons the last few years, he's a very good defensive mind. He might be one of those guys that's better off as a coordinator than a head coach. And so, I'm going to think that he's going to get that defense somewhat righted. Is it going to be righted enough to where they're going to factor in the playoffs? I don't know. Is it righted enough to where they are probably the class of the NFC East? I think so.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified every time Outkick 360 goes live. We are live weekdays, 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern, right here across the Outkick network. And while you're at it, like this video and let us know what you think in the comments below.